There's been some cause for contention about a tweet made by Brad Polumbo, who's a policy correspondent for fee.org and a co-founder of Base Politics, and a show which he hosts with Hannah Cox. And the tweet, which I will share here today, is this tweet here, which was made 17 hours ago. Liz Cheney for prison. Hannah Cox and I are both huge critics of Cheney, but found this LP National tweet bizarre, disturbing, and frankly, not very libertarian. And that's because the LP National tweeted out the other day that Liz Cheney, the daughter of the former Vice President of the United States under the Bush administration, Dick Cheney, that she should be put in prison, something that was echoed by the LP National and Dave Smith, who's a huge voice in the libertarian community. And I think what I want to do is basically show some evidence for why we think she deserves prison, or at least sentenced by the international criminal courts. But before that, let's take a look at Hannah Cox's tweet here. As you can see, they can't name an actual law she would be charged under. You can hate war criminals all you want. Tweeting slogans doesn't do a thing to stop them, which is just indicative of the lack of experience any of this group has in actually getting things done in the real world. And as you could see, Dave Smith actually wrote, Liz Cheney was the chair of the ISOG at the State Department, who worked towards regime change in Syria and Iran by sending arms to Islamist groups. Absolutely criminal and worthy of prosecution. Well, I think we have ourselves an argument here. Well, I mean, I'm going to do the best I can to show in this video that Liz Cheney should be charged not for American crimes, but even worse, she should be charged under the international criminal courts, otherwise known as the Rome Statutes. And I tweeted that out today. I think I do a real quick video about this. Liz Cheney, who was the Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Near Eastern Affairs during the Bush administration, had supported the war and even defended it even to this day. And I don't want you to just believe me. In fact, you could take a look at this Time article that's even dated 2013. Liz Cheney goes from being pro-Iraq war to anti-Syria. In a speech to 150 Wyoming Tea Partiers Tuesday, Republican Senate candidate Liz Cheney bashed Obama's approach to the proposed attack on Syria, saying if she were a member of Congress right now, she would not vote for the strike, according to the Jackson Hole News and Guide. So she has been one of the nation's most forceful advocates of those policies, including the 2003 Iraq War. During the 2004 presidential campaign, Liz called liberating 50 million people in Iraq and Afghanistan steps to keep America safe in a CNN interview. And in a 2007 Washington Post op-ed, Cheney argued that quitting helps terrorists. Politicians urging America to quit in Iraq should explain how we win the war on terrorism once we've scared all of our allies away. So as you could see, Liz Cheney drank the Kool-Aid regarding Dick Cheney's explanation about Iraq, as well as the neoconservative faction within the Bush administration. We're talking about Richard Perle, Douglas Feig, Paul Wolfowitz, the Office of Special Plans, which was basically an office designed in the White House to facilitate information about Al-Qaeda and Iraq. In fact, they tortured one such prisoner called Ibn Sheikh al-Libi, in which they tortured him to say that, yes, the Ba'athists in Iraq were commiserating with Al-Qaeda to producing chemical and biological weapons, but they found out that his information was not sourced by anything other than him being tortured. Now, how can we charge her for a crime? Well, in the Rome Statutes, which is the International Criminal Court, under Part 2, Jurisdiction, Inadmissibility, and Applicable Law, which I will blow up here, Article 5, Crimes within the Jurisdiction of the Court. The jurisdiction of the court shall be limited to the most serious crimes of concern to the international community as a whole. The court has jurisdiction in accordance with the statute with respect to the following crimes: the crime of genocide, crimes against humanity, war crimes, and crime of aggression. These are the 4 crimes that the Rome Statutes can charge people who abuse these guidelines of the jurisdiction of the International Criminal Court. Here's the thing, though. The United States, along with North Korea, Iraq, and Israel, are not co-signers of the International Criminal Court. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's because if the United States was, the past, I think, 100 years of presidents and people within the Democratic and Republican parties will all be charged with war crimes, including Liz Cheney, for advocating war crimes while she was Secretary of State for Near Eastern Affairs. So that means that even though she brought the lies and she promoted lies that Al-Qaeda terrorists were working with the Ba'athist officials and the Saddam Hussein government in Iraq, which caused 9/11, these were all based on lies. So according to the International Criminal Court, Liz Cheney would actually be tried. And I hope that actually helped you, Brad Polumbo and Hannah Cox, regarding what actual law she actually would be charged under. And if you have any comments, if Brad Polumbo or Hannah Cox actually watch me, and I doubt it because I'm insignificant in the viral sphere, hopefully somebody can send this video out to them so they could see it, that yes, there would be laws, not American laws. That there's a reason why a lot of the Congress people don't get charged ever for anything. It's international law in which we could prosecute them. But again, that's why the United States are not part of the international criminal courts.